there is the bell, and that means soccer is in session. What is up, everybody? My name is Madison Crews, and welcome back to a really special episode. I had the opportunity to talk to head coach William Chomskis about his team at Lincoln County and a little bit about their brand new signing, their first signing ever in program history. Had the opportunity to talk to him a little bit, but before we get into the interview, a quick word from our sponsors. Soccer is in Session is presented by Kaiser Permanente. Live well and thrive. Let Kaiser Permanente take care of the rest. Alrighty, everyone, I'm Madison Crews, and on this special episode of Soccer is in Session, I had the opportunity to catch up with the head girls coach at Lincoln County High School in William Chomskis. So, hi, Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. So, a lot of interesting stuff and a lot of exciting stuff happened for you guys in the past couple of weeks. I want to talk about signing day. Riana Wortz was signed to play college soccer, and it was the first girl to sign a soccer scholarship in school history. So what was that day like? How did you find out? What was going through your mind?
Well, it's been a fun trip to get through. Like I was talking about last year when I spoke on this, I started with this program about 5 years ago, took over, and the most we had won was 3 or 4 games. It just hadn't been great, and we've started to do better and better. And this is I consider this my first group through, because my first year was that COVID year where we played 8 games and then the season got canceled. So to see these girls go from, zero travel ball experience, none of them have ever played outside of maybe our middle school or just in high school, to now having a girl signing it's a lot of fun to see. We actually were going to do her signing day last week. We pushed it back to this upcoming week. Because of the Masters here in Augusta, we couldn't get any of the news and stuff here. So we pushed it so the news and all that can be a part of the first ever. But I'm just excited for Riana. She really deserves it. She's a great player, very coachable, does all the things that she's supposed to. And without travel, it's been tough to get people to get eyes on her. And we were able to get some highlight tapes made and send around. And she had a couple of people interested, and she decided she's going to sign with Toccoa Falls. So it'll be fun. She's really excited about it. She actually wasn't sure about Toccoa Falls. And then I told her, so we'll go on the visit, see if you like it. She went on the visit and came back and said, I love it. I think that's where I'm going to go. So it's been fun to see her getting to live out the dream of getting to play in college.
That's amazing. And I mean, I think it's so cool, especially for that area as well, to kind of get the chance to celebrate with her too, and to kind of have this big community type thing of it, which I think is so beautiful and so amazing.
Yeah, and Lincoln's a football town. I mean, we're known for football, won a lot of state championships and all that. And it's been fun over the last couple of years to see our community also embracing soccer. There's a lot of people that as soon as we said she was signing, the community, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. How can we come watch? And so it's been cool to a bunch of football people now getting used to soccer and being able to understand. They might come to games and yell about the wrong things, but at least they're yelling for us.
Absolutely. And you mentioned too, it is a very rich football background. You are also one of the assistant coaches for football, American football for Lincoln County, along with your father, who is the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of took on this position in that way. So how did you come up with how did it kind of fall in your lap when you were coming?
I took the job in Lincoln 5 years ago. I came in as the offensive coordinator under Coach Pollock. He was the football coach at that time. And then when he left, my dad had been the head coach at Vidalia for 13, 14 years. He'd been there a long time, won a lot of games, and he decided to take the job in Lincoln. So now I'm working for him. But while I was here, I was sitting in my office or sitting in my room, and Coach Pollock came up to me and said, hey, you played soccer in high school, right? I was like, yeah, I did. He said, cool, you're now the girls soccer coach. And I was like, oh, awesome. So, not the normal hiring process of interviews. I was told, hey, you have soccer experience. The guy who's doing it doesn't want to do it anymore. Here you go. It's yours. And when I first took it, I was actually I was doing boys and girls, but luckily we had a community guy that's been doing the boys, and he stayed coaching the boys. And I kind of just coached the girls and helped him on game days. And then we've hired a guy, Coach Hayslip, who now does the boys. I don't have to even go in between split times. But it kind of just fell in my lap because they're like, hey, you're the only person who's played that's even interested in coaching. So, hey, here you go. Have fun. And, 5 years later, we're now in our second double-digit win season ever. We won 12 last year and lost to Atlanta Classical in the Sweet 16. This year, we're 10-6 going into the playoffs. And we went and played LOA early or a couple weeks ago. They were number 2 in the state, and we were able to win 1-0. Now, unfortunately for us, looking at the playoffs, we're drawing them in the second round, which if we can, we're just got to play very good again. We played our best game we have in 5 years, and unfortunately we draw a really hard opponent in the second round again. But it's been fun to see these girls who just really didn't know anything about soccer have bought in. And, I wouldn't say I'm the best coach ever at all, but we're starting to understand it and we see what we do. But we play physical. We play very hard. Even if a team's better than us, we're going to come out and we're going to play as hard as we can. And it's been awesome to see these seniors buy into what we've been selling for these last couple of years.
Absolutely. And I mean, you even mentioned it too when you first started, how it wasn't the best season. And now, I mean, you're going into your second, another state championship playoff run, and you're going to be going in, you're 5th in your division. You're going in there and you're going to compete, and you have a great record of 10-6, as you mentioned. How has it been to see that growth from your perspective as a coach, from that first season you were there to now, and seeing kind of how your players have developed and how you've grown as a coach as well?
So when I first took this, all I knew was playing as a junior and senior in high school. So when I first started coaching, I was not a very good coach. I just kind of brought a football mentality of let's be very fast and physical and see what we can do. When I took over this, I was blessed. I had 2 twins, the Caruth girls, that were really good soccer players. And to see that growth is we kind of relied on them. We passed them the ball, let them do whatever and shoot a goal, like shoot and score. Now we're a better team, I would say. We play a very good possession style. We pass the ball very well. We don't score as much as we used to, but soccer-wise, it's the best soccer we've ever played. We have a really good defense. I have 3 of my 4 starters are, if not 4-year starters, 3-year starters that are seniors. I have a sophomore who had to start as a freshman last year who's still starting. So, our defense, just going to be honest, they give us a chance in most games. We played LOA. It was a great game, and 1-0. We found a way to score a goal, and then for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, we just played amazing defense and found a way to stop it. And those girls have really bought in. And our midfield is we pound it. It's funny to watch is if we had any kind of travel ball, we make 3 great passes and then we'll mess up that 3rd or 4th pass. And that's the difference in scoring more goals and not. But it's been great to see just the knowledge of the game. The girls they know what they want to do. And we're getting better at doing what we want to do. We just will make that one mistake here or there. But I've got a young group that's really exciting coming up. When I took over this 5 years ago, they had just started a middle school program where it was co-ed and they played themselves. And now they're starting to travel, and it's helped a lot. We've seen a lot of growth. I've got 31 girls playing right now. We've had 2 years in a row of a full JV schedule, first time ever. So it's been a lot of fun just to see the girls buying in, and got a bunch of them now wanting to be travel soccer players. I'm hoping they'll do that, and maybe that can help push us past just the second round each year and seeing what we can make runs in the future.
Absolutely. And my last couple questions for you, Coach. I want to talk a little bit about the community. You mentioned, the community coach who came in to help in and coach the boys, and the community that has really bought into soccer, being that football mindset and coming in, supporting the girls, supporting the guys, and coming to watch them play soccer. What has been your conversations with the community and how they have grown and how they have bought in to help you guys and to just see how much it's grown as well and, support the love of the beautiful game?
Well, our community, to be honest, we're a real small town. Everybody knows everyone. If I walk outside to get the mail, I'm going to see 4 people that want to say hey and talk to, which is a great thing. I mean, but when you talk about small, we have a Hardee's, and that's it. I mean, that's the only restaurant. Even the Waffle House or Huddle House isn't here anymore. So but we've been able to do what we do because of our community. They've really helped us build. If early on we didn't have a lot of money in our budget, we were trying to save and do. And I've had parents that were, hey, we'll just tell us what you need. We'll buy this and that. We'll do this. For about 2 years, we made a lot of money off concessions because we had parents that were buying the meat, everything for us and saying, hey, we'll pay it. We'll cook it. Y'all just take the profit and use it what you need it to use for. And that's very hard to find in a lot of places. And our crowds, I remember first taking over, we'd have a couple people come and watch, and we've started being successful and winning games. And now all of a sudden we don't have a huge stadium for soccer, but it's packed when we play. I mean, people are having to bring lawn chairs and sit on the side of the track. And, it's been a lot of fun. And our school, we've had teachers that were like, I didn't even know we had a soccer program, but we're coming to 3-4 games a year now. And it's been cool just to see an area that they don't know what offsides is, some of them, but they're going to yell when they hear a call. But it's been cool to see some of the parents learning the rules as they go along too. And, we couldn't have been as good as we've been these last couple of years. And without this community, without the people being willing to, we started off slow, not winning. We were getting 8 wins here, 9 wins. It was great. Awesome to see growth. And now we're in the playoffs 2 years in a row. And heck, we'd only been to the playoffs once before in the year they went. They'd only won 4 games because there was only 3 teams in the region. So now there's kind of an expectation for us to do well, which is awesome. It's when I first came in, it was just kind of like, hey, good luck. It is what it is. Now it's like, hey, we're going to win some games, right? So it's been cool. Especially for a bunch of parents who are football guys. I've coached some of our football coaches' daughters, and they've come to it and been like, yeah, it's been fun to sit out here and yell and scream. And, and I'm not the coach. So it's been a lot of fun. And this community is awesome. Really couldn't have asked for much better in what they've bought into what we're trying to sell and what we're trying to do.
For sure. And my last question for you, Coach, is, these next couple weeks, last maybe 1 week or so, we're away from starting playoffs for the state championships. What has been your message to the girls? What have you been kind of talking to them about this state championship, and how are you guys going to continue moving forward into it?
So when we beat LOA, we gave ourselves a chance to be the 2 seed. And for those who don't know, we're in an area and we're the lower single A. So this 6 teams make the playoffs because there's only 4 areas instead of 8 regions. So when we played Towns County, we had a shot to be the 2 seed if we'd have won 2 or 3. We would have been hosting a playoff game, if not getting a first round bye. Well, we dropped an egg and we lost 3-0. And Towns is a very well coached team. He does an amazing job up there. They play very hard, and they just seem to have our number every time we play them. So now we're going in as the 5 seed, and we're going to have to travel to Montgomery County for the first game, and just kind of selling that we still have everything that we want to do. Our goal was to try to win region. Well, we didn't do that, but our next goal was to try to go win a state championship. And I've told them, just even after we lost Towns, we can still do what we want to do, but we have to get our minds focused back to playing like we did that game against LOA, where it just seemed everything we could do went right, and got to be focused and ready to work. And spring break for us is tough. We're in spring break right now, and it stinks. It's the week right before the playoff starts. But I have a lot of girls who work the Masters. So we've tried to practice for those who could show up and do. We're going to have to practice Sunday and Monday because we play Tuesday. So after church on Sunday, we're going to be out there. But our girls are sold in to do it. We've done that 2 years in a row and never had an issue with people not showing up. And I think that the message is just, let's play our game. If we play like we play, we know that we can compete with most teams. We might not be the best soccer team on the field, but our effort and our attitude and how hard we play gives us a chance really with anybody, as long as we can, our first 10 minutes always determines the game for us. We come out and either play amazing the first 10 and it looks great, or we look scared to death and then we get through 10 minutes and okay, we're good. I always tell my assistant coach, I said, if we can get through 10 minutes without giving up a goal, we got a chance to win. So, and we've done that this year. I mean, we've only given up, I think it's like 20 goals on the season in 16 games. And some of those, we've got a goalkeeper who's a 10th grader who's not really a goalkeeper. She stepped in and done a great job for us. And some of them have been goals that maybe she could have saved, but I mean, when you're not a goalkeeper, it's a hard job standing back there. She's a field player that's just athletic and trying to make plays. And I mean, heck, she won us the LOA game. She made probably 12 amazing saves. So our defense, I've just sold them. If we can stop people from scoring, we've got a chance because we can do just enough to score. But we just try to play a very good defensive game, be physical, and just play our game.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I just want to say thank you so much again for taking time to talk to me. And I know that we're looking forward to the state playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited to get to call some games, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully y'all make it through. I'm excited. I'm rooting for y'all because I think it's a cool story, and I think you guys have a great program, and I'm excited to see what y'all do.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for allowing me on.